It's 4 sentences.
Holy shit.
Hell, I even have a couple apostrophes in there.
Oh.
So then I guess we'll just do basic intros. Marco,
Basic ass bitch.
we'll just have you recap your vacation. We'll probably have a lot of incest jokes to make about you in Missouri.
Oh, is that a thing?
Apparently.
Yeah, of course it is. I want to go over MMA. I want to do. It's up to you guys, but we could do some WWE talk. Since Trash Man and I have been watching it lately.
Extreme Rules was Sunday.
Obviously, we're doing our NFL talk because.
Tyler, if you don't stop breathing that fucking mic, I'm gonna strangle you.
All right, motherfuckers.
It was me. If I don't put my mic far enough away from my face, it gets bad. Is that better?
Way
yes. Better. Okay, so then we have NFC West, local shit shows, and this little segment Ronnie suggested, and I want you guys, everyone to be doing this, but he wants us to say who the 4 of us would be if we were famous wrestlers of the past.
Okay.
Or I guess or current. It could be current, right, Ronnie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just keep that in mind. We'll probably end with that, and then just normal conversation off of the topic. But yeah, keep that in mind. I guess.
We never did do our dream job.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We did that.
Oh no, I never got to do my dream job. That's right. Fuck you guys.
Why not?
Because I didn't get to do it that day.
Oh.
And I forgot. Okay. It's okay.
That's what you get.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Maybe if we have more dreams, we can have more dream jobs.
In theory.
And then, yeah, I think that's all I got. Am I missing anything?
Not that I know of. Better.
I'm trying to think.
You had to shades it up, really, Ronnie?
Well,
I don't know if you guys can tell, but like my hair is
receding.
No, actually not. I actually had like an actual test.
Wow. Still, that was good. You got to give it to him there, Tanner.
It was funny, but it's out of control. Like, look at this shit.
Yo,
I look like the sun.
You don't have anything.
Sir, yours is not out of control. It's actually like decently well kept.
So here's my favorite thing on earth to do, and my fucking wife gets the biggest kick out of it. And she told me I need to grow up my mullet, and I was like, I need to get tips from Ronnie. No, hold on. But this is my favorite thing to do is like to imitate a chick when she goes. So I do that shit all the time to her, and she fucking dies laughing. Yeah, shake that hair out, you know.
Having this much hair is a chore sometimes.
I bet.
It's hot as fuck. It's so humid right now.
Dude,
it's hot as shit here.
Extreme heat advisory here.
Yeah, us too.
It's supposed to be like lower 100.
Yep. I think it hit like 93 today, but fucking A. It was a 2 t-shirt kind of day.
Fuck that. I drove in circles all day.
You're supposed to pick things up. You remember that, yeah?
Not today. Today I only had to get 93 stops.
Oh.
That's light work.
Interesting.
Today was more management shit, dealing with shitty employees.
Yeah. Which that shit fucking does happen.
All the time.
I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn there was something else to talk. Oh, I know what we're gonna talk about. A little baseball talk. My Cubs are being a bunch of shitbirds with the Cup snakes.
Yeah, the fucking Cup snakes. I'm going to a semi-pro fucking baseball game on Saturday. I'm thinking about just like doing a one-man Cup snake and sending it to Big Cat.
Do you not call that minor league in California?
Well, semi-pro, minor league, whatever. It's the Reno Aces. I'm going to Reno this weekend.
But Is it a minor league team?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who calls that semi-pro?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact definition. It's a fucking bush league team, basically.
All right. Am I missing anything else, though? We'll probably do cup snakes before football if you guys are cool with it. It probably won't take very long, but I want to make fun of my Cubs and defend
Yeah, you
the
are
team.
a Cubs fan.
Die hard.
One of my buddies thought he could make a cup snake in Oakland after all this started happening. And he like sent me like a Snapchat and he's like, "Hey, making a cup snake in Oakland." He's like, "No one will give me their cups." It was like a series of 3 Snapchats. And I'm like, it's fucking Oakland. Do you really think people are going to be doing that? That's a Chicago thing.
People are going to be friendly and willing to have fun without burning a city down?
Yeah, giving
I
you
mean,
shit.
Raiders fans are friendly. A's fans are assholes.
That's just not true.
They're friendly to each other.
Sharing needles isn't friendly. I really wish I would have said that while we were recording.
We are recording.
We are recording.
I really wish I would have said that after we had started, I guess.
Raiders
I'll
fans
get a
don't share needles. We share jungle juice
Oh, okay.
and fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
We'll go here in a couple of minutes if you guys are basically ready.
Yeah, I'm good. Marco?
I'm in.
Probably, I'd say probably 3 minutes.
What's
3
your
minutes?
What's your reasoning for that?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm just asking questions.
Did you guys know that I thought jackalopes were real until last year?
Jackalopes
Jesus
are real.
fucking Christ.
They are, Ronnie. There is one in this house. I got to find it, though.
You're a fucking
Is it-
jackalope.
Is it right behind you? Is it a
No.
porcelain cat you named Jackalope?
Really wish.
That'd be awesome.
All right. 30 seconds, my friends. Especially because I got to turn off the fucking fan. 15 seconds. 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Ronnie, shut the fuck up.
Well,
What?
there goes that.
Well, it's 30 now.
We're starting the podcast. Here we go.
And
Who's
it's
Ronnie?
explicit.
It's Tuesday night, the 16th of July. We're a bunch of idiots. We call ourselves the Anomalies, and here we are. I'm Tanner, your host, down here in Wisconsin. I got with me, as always, Trash Man Ronnie out in California. Now you can talk, Ronnie.
Oh, I can talk? Yeah. Hi, guys.
Moving
Hello.
on, Marco in Iowa. How you doing, buddy?
K-Passer.
Recently back from Missouri. As you can tell by that southern accent, he seemed to have picked up. And Tyler out in the cave. How we doing in Nebraska, pal?
Oh, decent.
Heard you're kind of flooded out there.
Yeah. Floated a little bit. Got back to dry land. We're okay.
Crimea River. We've
Did you
been
get one
flooded
of
for
those
months.
inflatable bounce houses to live in?
No, but I swam to Taco Bell, except I didn't have my phone to do it and like make it for content.
You swam to Taco Bell,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you ate there, or did you get
No,
waterproof
it was
travel
closed.
pack?
Doors were locked.
Oh, that's lame.
It was already underwater.
Yikes. Well, yeah, we don't have any guests with us tonight. In the future, we will be having Mike the Exterminator, who is now a forklift driver from Pittsburgh. We'll have British Will. We'll have a few
Mike,
more
the
guys.
forklift driver doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, he's always going to be Mike the Exterminator.
I'm forklift certified.
Easy now.
I'm
Ronnie.
definitely not forklift certified, but I drove one today because we have one. And let me tell you, I got it buried in the gravel. I had to get pushed out.
Proud of you. Marco, speaking of having to get pushed out, I thought you were getting kicked out of Iowa. That's why you were taking a vacation to Missouri. But you're back, so
All
I
of a
guess
sudden,
congrats
you're
on
gonna-
that.
I heard that ICE was in town, so I decided to take a little vacation.
So, okay, that's
Yikes.
terrible. You're an actual illegal.
I might edit that. That's
You
probably-
went to the Ozarks, was that correct?
Don't edit that shit. I'm fucking legal. I think I have the paperwork, anyways.
What's your social security number?
Lake of the Ozarks was a. Okay, first let me say this: that I have never been there. I've only ever heard stories about the place, and we kind of just as me and my current we're separate. It's my wife. So see what happened was we're separated, but we live apart, but we're trying to work it out. Anyways, so she's
It's
got 4 kids. I
complicated.
got 2 kids. It's complicated. It'd be a long thing on Facebook. But we decided that we wanted to still do our vacations and stuff together because she has 4 kids. I have 2 kids. You know, they've been a part of each other's lives for 5 years. So, like, let's fucking go, right? And we checked out an Airbnb and we found a place to go. It was a condo literally right along the lake. It was fucking gorgeous. It easily could have slept 10 people. Had Wi-Fi, all the dishes, beds, everything.
Hold up. They have internet in Missouri?
Well, let's say that from time to time, much like Tyler's situation, it would work, and then it wouldn't work. It was a whole debacle. But they did have some sort of internet. But I learned a lot about the place while I was down there. I didn't want to just go be one of those assholes that shows up at a place and doesn't learn about what happened. Lake of the Ozarks is a man-made lake. For those that don't know, that was not one of the natural wonders of the world. That was something we did back in the 1800s, and it's always been since that time when people started crossing over, the country. They discovered that place. It's gorgeous. It's got trees everywhere. I got to see a natural spring of the state park that they keep preserved. It's a pretty awesome place if you like the water. It's not Florida, but it's definitely fun for like it being a lake, and people like to party out there, pontoon boats and such. It
Like
never got over, I think, 90 degrees. It was a perfect temperature. The water was good. The other thing I really noticed is there was no bugs. Like I didn't get one mosquito bite the entire time I was there. It was weird. It was a great time. Airbnb. We rented a boat one of the days, 8 hours. It was like $350 for a pontoon boat and a tube. Got to pull the kids, got to pull over on the side of the river. They got to jump out, swim around. It's definitely a family fun vacation if you're in the Midwest. I highly recommend taking a few days out there. Look for the Airbnbs, much cheaper than a hotel, or at least a lot more practical. But all in all, it was a really good fun vacation. Took a rock in the heel, took out some meat there. Luckily, she is a nurse, so she got to bandage me up. So she still got to work a little bit on vacation.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Do you have
Good
to put
time.
a roof on vacation?
What's up?
Did you have to put a roof on vacation?
I'm not going to lie that one of the very first things that I looked at was the roof on this. It's the condos are probably, I would say, 15, 20 years old. And this the first thing I looked at was the roof. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we could trade some work. I could use a place to stay. These guys need a roof, Yeah.
Anytime I travel anywhere, I look at how garbage cans get picked up.
Is it? I passed a lot of farms on the way down, and I'm being serious here, Tanner. And I thought about you the whole way. What do these GPS things look like when you guys set them out?
Such a sentimental thought.
Are you talking about like GPS wheel lines?
Yeah. Like, is there an actual post that you guys have to? How does that work?
You mean like setting up like a actual GPS transponder or something like that?
Sure.
We don't have to do that anymore. When GPS and all that was coming out in precision ag, that was pretty common. God damn it, what was that system called? John Deere still utilizes one. It's like RTK, and I'm sure it's used in other GPS oriented businesses. But yeah, you'd put up like a tripod essentially that would receive GPS signal and broadcast it to your machines. And I know like in the extremely rural or tree covered areas, it's like northeast Wisconsin, which is pretty much fields within woods. They utilize that quite a bit, but nowadays our satellites are so strong, we don't need to do it.
That's legit.
Does that answer your question? Because I was
Yeah.
not prepared for that at all.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what this podcast is about. I wanted to catch you off guard.
Oh, you did,
I'm
motherfucker.
trying, well, I drove, obviously I wasn't in Iowa very long because I crossed over into Illinois immediately, but I drove through a lot of Illinois. Then I drove through part of Missouri, and there's a lot of farmland, obviously here in the Midwest. So I just caught myself looking out a few times, wondering how that whole little thing worked because I don't know a whole lot about the farming.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure you saw a lot of straight rows down there and wondered how the hell they do it.
That's kind of the thing, and I've seen tree farms, and it's the same thing. It's just like
Yep.
how it is. But I mean, I would assume pre-technology, it was just strings, right? They just use strings.
I don't know about that. So like planters, so say you have a square field, and maybe this is a bad visual, bad radio, but say you have a perfectly square field, right? You would drive the perimeter of it, and you'd just try to get your outside row on the planter as close to the edge as possible. And then once you do that, you're just going to start going back and forth, end to end. Well, then you put out like a little marker. So it's a little hydraulic arm that folds down, and it's the exact length of from the outside of your planter to the exact center of your tractor. So like if you have a 40-foot planter, you'd have a 20-foot marker arm. And then it leaves out
like geometry, and I failed that twice.
Well, I didn't do well on it either, but I understand this. So it essentially just leaves a line in the soil, or dark enough, thick enough where you can see it. And then as you turn around and go back, you just line up like the hood ornament on your tractor with that line, and you just always want to keep that at the center of your tractor. So that's how they did it before GPS. With sprayers, they actually have like on the very ends of the booms, they have like an agent that makes foam, and it just leaves a foam line down the end of the sprayer boom. And when you turn around, you just do the same thing essentially, but you're just following foam instead of a path in the soil.
So it's like breadcrumbs.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Isn't it like Goldilocks? No, not Goldilocks. The people.
I
who got
literally
eaten by
just fucking said breadcrumbs, you asshole.
Well, that's not Goldilocks. Goldilocks didn't follow breadcrumbs. It was the people who got eaten by that wicked ass witch.
Wasn't it Hansel and Gretel?
Hansel and Gretel, those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
why I
didn't
said
see that
breadcrumbs.
fucking movie, Ronnie. No way.
Hansel and Gretel?
Why? Is it a Disney movie?
No, I've
Hansel
read
and
the
Gretel?
book.
It's gotta be.
It's
You read a book?
I actually read, believe it or not.
I don't believe it, so prove it.
The articles in Playboy do not count as Rex.
No, like I've read like the Da Vinci Code and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
Of
I
all
get bored.
things.
What are you, like an idiot savant? Is that
No.
what that word is?
Let's just stop it, idiot.
Yeah, you made the word way too big.
I don't even know what the word savant means, honestly.
Well,
And there we go.
we got our Ronnie back. All right. Well, if we can be done roasting Ronnie and talking about Missouri,
Yeah,
we
we're
did
not done
have
talking about
an MMA pay-per-view that happened this weekend, and the casual fan, like I said on
ESPN
Twitter.
Plus? ESPN Plus, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. It probably isn't pay-per-view anymore. I am
hold
so
on.
conflicted on that.
There is pay-per-views still, but you
For
still
big
have to
fights.
get them through ESPN Plus. So let's say like the John Jones fight from last weekend, or was it 2 weekends ago? Would have been ESPN Plus pay-per-view.
Before I guess we start recapping, I am so conflicted as I try to get back into MMA and whatnot. And I like I said, I am the
Hey, we welcome you.
stereotypical
I get
casual
excited
fan.
when I see your tweets about MMA on Twitter, and I'm like, all right.
And I'm glad you do. But a big hindrance is ESPN being involved. I hate ESPN. I hate everything they
ESPN
stand
owned
for
by?
nowadays.
Uh-oh.
ESPN would be owned by Disney,
Thank
which
you.
owns half the world. But I've hated ESPN for a very long time, and
Yeah.
they have this PC bullshit culture. They don't talk about sports half the time on their programming. It's all politics and all this annoying shit. and now they have the exclusive rights to UFC. And I don't want to get an ESPN Plus subscription just to watch UFC, but god damn it, I just might have to if I keep getting bigger and bigger into this. And maybe I'm the only one feeling this way. I don't know, but what do you think?
What I will say is the one thing you can get with ESPN Plus is the 30 for 30s. I think you get the library. That might make it worth it.
You get the library of 30?
They took it
I
all
think
off
so.
of Hulu.
I think you get the whole library, and I also know for a fact you get certain podcasts like Ariel and the Bad Guy, which is Ariel Helwani and Chael. That's an MMA podcast, but obviously the ESPN has other podcasts. So there is
a single one of their podcasts.
there is some benefits to it.
There is like 36 Barstool podcasts. I think I listened to 8, and I can barely keep up with all of them. Plus, I try to record this one once in a while when Tyler's internet works.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess that's my qualms, I guess, but I'll probably get a fucking prescription, whatever it is. And I'll probably jump back in if my boy Uriah Faber keeps fucking coming back. That was the highlight of the weekend. Sorry, Tyler. Go ahead. What should I really do?
You should sign up for ESPN Plus and don't do a year's worth subscription, because I did the first month. And I canceled right away, right? Because the UFC relationship with ESPN wasn't that good at the time. Mm-hmm. And every pay-per-view, they keep offering me cheaper and cheaper pay-per-view options. Like I could have gotten $239 and a year's worth for like $69.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Right.
Well, the price of the pay-per-views keep going up also.
True.
Right.
Very true.
What I'll say, and I didn't actually get to watch the fight. I got to see the clip. I'm familiar with Ricky Simone. He trains out of Oregon with Chael Sonnen. I know that he's a real young, very hungry, very talented individual. I was kind of nervous for him in this fight because Uriah Faber is such a veteran of the sport. He hasn't lost a step. I mean, let's be honest. I don't give a shit how old that. I don't give a shit how old that guy is. Like, he continues. He moves so fluid, so fast, so powerful. Uriah Faber, I don't think he's aged, a bit. He obviously showed it in that fight. He took on a very young, very hungry Ricky Simone, and he showed that he still got it. And obviously, Dana White has said things. He's very contradicting. He always said he'd never have women in the UFC. Obviously, we saw what happened there. He says a lot of things, but one thing that he said is once somebody mentions the words retire, he immediately thinks that's exactly what they should do, because if you're even contemplating retirement, then you're not all the way 100% in it. And I agree to an extent, because I think if certain people retire, they just find that hunger again. And obviously Uriah Faber found that, and he just absolutely came out in phenomenal fashion. And I hope he sticks around.
Me too.
I hope he sticks around enough for a Cejudo Faber super fight for maybe the belt.
Absolutely. They've been chirping.
Would it be feasible to see him go back against someone like Rivera, right? Jimmy Rivera. Or some of the, I guess, I always think about it like this. Uriah Faber's probably fought more contests than most people in the sport today. He obviously has age on a lot of the people in the bantamweight division. Does he have a chance to go on what I would call a bit of a revenge tour, or I don't know, maybe just hashing out some of the fights from the past and maybe building back some of the bantamweight? And I'm not saying the bantamweight's down at all. I don't know nearly enough about it yet to even make that claim, but I would love to see him go back and kind of get that revenge tour against some of the guys he's lost to or has had great fights to, because I don't know if he's ever going to be in title contention again. Maybe he will be, but for the next couple fights, I think that'd be really cool to see him go against people he's lost to in the past or has had awesome fights with. What do you guys think?
I think that Ricky Small was 15-1. So I mean, they gave him somebody that was pretty decent. I think he was ranked 15th. I think for the name, name alone, you have to give him a higher ranked fighter. Probably, I'd say top 7 fighters. I don't have that. I'm looking for it in front of me right now. Either way, you can't ever count somebody like that out. Think about people like Randy Couture. How, that guy was well in his 40s. He was getting championship fights. Look at people like Frankie Edgar. I mean, that guy has been around for a million years, and he still gets championship fights. Uriah Faber, let's not count him out. I mean, he could have taken that time off, healed up something that he, maybe we don't know about. I don't think we've seen the last of Uriah Faber's title contentions. I think there might be one more run left in him.
I think that's fair. And obviously, I'm a huge Uriah Faber guy. I'd love to see it. But I just keep thinking about the realistic chances he has at winning the bantamweight title right now. And I don't know. Obviously this was his first fight in 3 years, and like I said, I'm the casual fan here, so I'm just going off of what I know about him and what I've seen in recent months. But
the sitting champion is Henry Cejudo. So Henry and Uriah have their little tiff already.
Right.
Aljamain Sterling just won. Like, he's a young. I would like to see that fight. Aljamain is a very good wrestler. He's very fast. He could handle Uriah's pace. I think it would be a very competitive fight. I don't mind seeing them two go at it.
How did this affect the rankings? I'd assume he had to have cracked the top 10.
Right now they have him at 14th.
14th.
He's got some killers in front of him. John Dodson, Jimmy Rivera, Cody Garbrandt. Dominic Cruz is always a good fight for Uriah Faber. We got Pedro Munoz up there. Ralph Sancio. There's a few fighters up there that would be interesting just to get him into the talk about title contention.
Oh, dude, sure. He should go up against Garbrandt.
I was literally just looking at that one name on this list, and now I'm thinking Cody Garbrandt might be that one.
That's got to be the
No. Okay.
They have history. So Cody Garbrandt used to train with Uriah and Dwayne Ludwig and TJ Dillashaw. So this was a big conflict. There's a big beef in those two gyms. That's easily a sellable fight.
But hasn't Garbrandt?
He lost to TJ. No, he lost to TJ 2 fights.
But didn't he just lose like his last 3 or 4 fights in a row now?
2 of them were TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, the last one, TJ Dillashaw got popped for cheating.
Oh, okay.
But he got popped for Cejudo. He did not get popped for Cody.
Oh, that's right.
Sure.
My bad.
Drugs. Like I the way I see it is, and we can open this up to discussion in any sport, but in baseball, fucking let them do it. You know what? We should sell them all the drugs in baseball. Like, who gives a shit?
They play the longest season by 4.
I'm done with it in baseball, but this is a sport where you have
fighting,
a good chance of dying.
You could really hurt somebody in MMA. You know, and as much as I love people like Anderson Silva, even he's tested dirty. Chael Sonnen said, "I don't regret doing it. I regret getting caught." A lot of the greats, get caught, but a lot of the greats in baseball did too. And it's just like, how can we really know who's actually doing it and who isn't? That's the hard part.
What about this Peter Yan feller?
Oh yeah.
I literally just Googled bantamweight, so here I am pulling stuff out of my ass. But
because didn't he just win on a prelim card?
He's beat Jimmy Rivera. He's beat Dodson. He beat Andrade.
Yeah, he's an up-and-comer. I mean, I can't really call him an up-and-comer. He's been around for a while, but there's so many killers. That's the problem. Every division seems like it has at least the first 8 fighters are all literally at the top level. As much as I would like to see UFC and Bellator fighters fight, I mean, UFC really does hold about 75% of the talent.
Sure, that's fair. I guess, and the last thing I wanted to talk about with Uriah is dude found his knockout punch. I mean, he's kind of the submission specialist forever, right? I mean, maybe I'm
or the grinder for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, he looked quick. He looked lighter on his feet than I have seen in a long time, and he kind of fucked it. He was throwing haymakers. I was impressed. Maybe a couple years off gave him an opportunity to bulk up and really hone his craft. But I was pretty damn impressed with that knockout. I know people might talk about the early
off can do wonders. You know, look at people like GSP. He took 4 years off, came back and went up a weight class and beat their champion.
Sure.
Also,
time off can work wonders.
What other Hall of Famer can you say has successfully gotten back into the octagon other than GSP?
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's probably the only one, I suppose. And he's only 1-0 since coming back.
Right.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. All I know is, as a casual fan, UFC's doing the right things. That was an exciting card. I'm probably hooked for the next couple months at least, seeing what's going to happen. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for MMA. I'm just really happy Uriah Faber's back. I met the dude, super cool guy. Been a big fan for a long time.
I don't think you had a chance to tell that story. I think you should.
Oh yeah. God, we were trying to figure it out last night, Marco, and that motherfucker just walked away. So everybody, he ain't even listening.
Oh,
but
shithead.
I think it was Rochester, Minnesota, or Des Moines. I don't know, something like that. And I was like a freshman in high school, so a while back. We were at a Perkins at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and him and like 3 or 4 of his guys came in, and the server walked up and he had no idea who Uriah Faber was, and I recognized him. And they walked in.
Instantly just jazzed out of your mind.
Well, I kind of thought he was just going to buy out the restaurant and like make us leave, because that's probably what I would do at 2 a.m. if I was a wealthy person and found myself at a Perkins, but whatever. This was kind of this was probably at the peak of my fandom, I guess, for MMA at that time. Anyway, so he came in and they sat them in the corner booth, and it was like one booth between us and them. And the server came up, was like, "Hey, it's just me and a cook. Like, we are fucking understaffed. I apologize in advance." And he was like, "Hey, take your time, man. No problem." And he's like, "Just lock the doors, just close, and I'll buy for everybody that's here." And I like looked over, and the server's like, "Okay, sure. You want me to like get the check now?" He's like, No, like let the people keep ordering and eating. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, so he took care of everyone's bills that night, and that was pretty awesome. And then we walked up and said thanks, and he sat there and bullshitted with us and like asked, who we are, what our story is, and seemed like he was just generally interested in us as humans. And we're just fucking punk-nosed kids, 15, 16, 17 years old. And yeah, ever since then, like I have been a huge Uriah Faber fan. And yeah, I don't know. If he's back, I'm back with MMA. I was already starting to get back into it just the more I talked to you guys and whatnot. But
That's a cool story, though.
That was fun seeing him come back. A lot of nostalgia. And then watching him knock somebody out when he's 40 fucking years old. And that was not a bad fighter. Like, people were trying to dog him on Twitter right away. Like, oh, he came back and fought
Ricky Simone is not.
Ricky Simone. They said that was an honor for him to take that fight. And they're talking about Uriah Faber, not Ricky Simone. Because that is a big name, and he is not going anywhere for a long time. So kudos to Uriah Faber, kudos to Simone. But yeah, that's the reason I'm a big fan of Faber.
That's still a cool story, though.
The cool thing about fighters, in my opinion, is they all are so humble, and they all actually are like good, genuine people. Like, yeah, they beat the shit out of people for a living.
For the most part, yeah, I'd agree.
They're all like anybody who I've ever met who's done martial arts or had any success in fighting. They've all been very nice people.
What I've learned, I spent a lot of time around fighters. It's my favorite sport. I know a lot of local guys here. I grew up around the Militich. That's where I live. And now that my brother's doing it out in New York, I got to meet those guys. What I found, and I hate to always go back to Rogan, but everybody our age is pretty much influenced by him in one way or another. And he always said that the reason that jiu-jitsu guys and MMA guys are always such nice people is because they get all that fucking aggression out. And 90% of the reason that most people are assholes is because they just don't exercise and get that shit out.
Yeah, I that makes sense.
It works.
You do get rid of all that primal shit when you get into a ring and fight. It's something weird about it. You become more calm almost. It's an interesting feeling.
Well, you're doing physical exercise, which causes your brain to just realize that it can take a break from thinking so much because it needs to take care of your body while you're doing the workout. And it kind of gives your brain a break.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking a break, a mental break, I just want to talk about the cup snake issue going on in Wrigleyville right now. If you guys would humor me for this, does everyone understand what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Okay,
I do.
Marco, as a human with the internet, I'm disappointed in you.
I was
but
gone.
Also not surprised.
But I also think we're pro Team Cup Snake, no?
Yes, this is a very pro Team Cup Snake podcast. Once we explain it to Marco, I hope he'd agree, but whatever, fuck him if he doesn't. So what's going on is out in the bleachers at Wrigley, Marco, and that's where the Cubs play. They're from Chicago.
That's where they have the green ivies.
Yes, and I'm a huge Cubs fan, so this is relevant to my life. But people get drunk out in those bleachers, and the way they do that is by drinking beer out of cups. And with their friendly neighbors in the stands, they just start stacking cups upon cups upon cups upon cups, and they get these sometimes like 12, 15, 18 feet long snakes of just cups. And they start passing it around, and it's just kind of a funny, harmless deal. And there's been videos coming out of like security getting over the top with people when they confiscate them. And I thought Big Cat today on the Yak did a great job, and just the Barstool Chicago guys in general. They've been covering the cup snake thing for a while on Twitter and stuff, but they've been saying from the start, like, yeah, if security comes up, they're doing their job. Like it's not their fault that you have a cup snake. Just give it to them. Like, it's no big deal. You had fun. Now just be a nice guy and give it up. And well, apparently people are kind of getting up in arms about it because they're saying like, oh, it spills beer on people's heads if it gets passed over them, and they don't want to participate. Or sometimes people, get hit in the face by a cup or something. Oh, well, wah. Like, you have the risk of getting hit in the face with a baseball. I'd rather get hit by a cup. And then the big thing that happened was that, was it Julian Garcia? I forget his name. Maybe you can help me out, Ronnie. But somebody from like the Cubs brass, like their business side, sent an email calling out Barstool Chicago guys by name, and just overall just sounding like a bunch of fucking dickheads. And they're like, oh, if you continue to promote this stuff on your social media and encourage this dangerous activity, that we'll never look to do anything with you guys, blah, 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 blah. And first of all, the Cubs have not partnered with Barstool for anything, even after serious requests and whatnot. Like all the player interviews and all that, that's just been a personal thing. And then two, they brought up that other organizations were backing them, including, they named them by name, the fucking St. Louis Cardinals. And for any Cubs fan, that should be a huge slap in the face, because what does it matter if the St. Louis Cardinals agree with the Chicago Cubs? That should piss off any Cubs fan. It's just the fact that the Cubs business side is handling this so poorly is just bothering the hell out of me. I just want to get out in front of it. I don't support that whatsoever. Keep making the cup snakes. Don't be douchebags about it, but I think that's hilarious. It's just a fun way to have, camaraderie in the stands and all that. Yeah, that's my little take on it. I don't know, Ronnie, you said you had a buddy trying to do it at a A's game and it didn't go so well.
Yeah, one of my buddies tried to make a cup snake at an A's game, and apparently Oakland A's fans don't want to be a part of that. Apparently they thought that it was stupid. I find it hilarious. But you were right. The guy's name is Julian Green. He's
Julian Green,
Cubs Vice President of Communications and Committee Affairs. It's a lot of. I'm literally like going through it, looking at the blog right now that
he's the
Eddie put out.
That heard the lick of my balls coded interview and
yeah.
I just got on their Twitter, Barstool Chicago's. I'll let you finish, Ronnie, but it is
Cup Snakes
going
t-shirts,
off right now. Yeah,
the t-shirts
exactly.
They came out with are amazing. If you haven't looked at the Cup Snake t-shirts that Barstool Chicago's putting out, you need to look at them. They are hilarious. I was actually going to say before we started recording to tell you to look at them.
I think I'm going to get this "Don't Tread on Me" one, and then it has, the Chicago Cubs C made out of cup snake. You guys should all look that up. I know we're giving a lot of free plugs here, but that's hilarious.
We ain't getting paid.
And I guess the other controversy surrounding it that I completely forgot, and I apologize to Mr. Ligma Ballsack, but they had like a security staffer or somebody in the stands, right? So I don't know if he was selling hot dogs or what. But,
allegedly it was an usher.
okay, an usher. Yeah, could be. They had him on the podcast. They changed his voice. They didn't have any pictures of him, so he shouldn't have gotten in trouble. They called him Ligma Ballsack. And that's just funny in its own right.
Well, that's his commenter name. He's a Barstool Hardcore gold member.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I would have came up with it first. The dude's a genius.
He is funny. You'll see him on the comments a lot. But anyway, so he came on and he pretty much explained that like during a pre-game meeting or whatever, they were told like Barstool by name is the enemy, and they're promoting all this shit and blah, 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 blah. And they were told, like, if we see any of the Barstool Chicago guys, we're supposed to keep a tighter eye on them and all this shit. And then he got fired. He got fired for just telling the truth. And I just think that's dog shit.
I don't get where they're coming from.
I cannot – like, the Cubs overall, whether you love them or hate them, and I know I'm biased, but I think most people would agree. Like Theo Epstein, team president, general manager, he is a great person, great for baseball in general. He brought World Series to the Red Sox and then the Cubs, something no other person could do for hundreds of years or 70 than 100 years.
He broke a curse, and then he broke a 100-year drought.
Right. And then
Pretty big deal.
And their owners, the owners of the Cubs are awesome people. They have thrown so much money back into the community, into the team itself. They made baseball exciting in Chicago. And believe it or not, it has not always been exciting. There's been some terrible, terrible years.
2008.
The first cup snake has been confiscated.
Be proud of me for knowing that reference.
Oh, tonight?
Yep. Okay, I got 2 individual tweets now that there have been 2 different cup snakes confiscated. Pretty small ones, I'd say 3 or 4 footers. But still, to all you people out there, I'm proud of you. Keep it all up. And
keep fighting the good fight. Keep fighting
just
the good
remember
fight.
that the Cubs aren't a trash organization. Apparently, just as Julian Green is a cockbag, and hopefully they just move on from him and he can go work for, I don't know, the fucking Astros or something. He's a cockbag.
You should go work for the fucking Turtles.
The fucking Turtles.
The straws.
Man.
The straws and the turtles, the whole thing.
the fuck.
What?
Are you talking about like the fucking paper straw bullshit?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay. I'm gonna come at this whole cup snake thing.
Christ.
I'm gonna come at this whole cup snake
Oh
thing
my
from a
God.
trash point of view. As a trash man, I would rather them be all put in one place.
Yes, exactly. They're
I would
keeping the
much
stands clean.
They are making the trash man's job easier. Keep fighting the good fight. Make the snakes long. Live strong and prosper.
I'm with you, man. Yeah, we can keep beating that dead horse, but I don't think it's going to be very fun. Tyler, you want to talk a little WWE or no?
Yes, sir. Let's go. We could do
All
that, or we could start making fun of Marco again and talk football.
Let's say football because I honestly do love that, and I think Marco needs some time to mentally prepare.
Yeah.
Hold on. What division are we looking up?
I'm not telling. No. Don't tell him.
No.
I did say it before the podcast, so that was your warning there, man. Let's just say it.
AFC East. I got it.
No, we already did that, you fool.
Oh,
That was the last one. Anyways,
Yeah,
let's do
WWE
5-10 minutes on WWE. We won't beat it hard, but there was a pay-per-view this last Sunday. Extreme
kendo
Rules.
sticks. Kendo sticks. Let's talk. get
Kendo
it over with.
sticks were everywhere.
People took kendo sticks in inappropriate places by Hall of Famers. Just saying.
Matt Hardy's a Hall of Famer.
So he will be.
He's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yep. Pat McAfee, our boy, he took one right to the back.
Like a champ.
I thought for sure like he was going to get a lot of love from the WWE crowd, and then Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans took like 80 of them to get like at the same time.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
They took all the kendo sticks to all of their body parts.
I guess this is my honest takeaway from it. Seth and Becky, I think they're great performers. That relationship on screen, meh. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. But oh my God, did they pull off the "don't fuck with my guy" or "don't fuck with my girl" routine really well? And they started swinging.
Yeah.
God.
With Becky taking that end of days. Oh.
And she took it like a champ. I mean, that was an awesome bump. I was impressed.
That's like a big moment for WWE. It's the first time like that we've really seen.
That's a turning point.
We seen it actually 6 months ago at the Royal Rumble when Nia Jax ate an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah. People did kind of just act like it never happened, and I didn't see it at all on the internet, but I agree. Maybe it's because Nia Jax probably could compete in the men's division, like from an athletic and a build standpoint, but
right. I mean, she was working with Dean Ambrose as Dean Ambrose was flaming out on his way to AEW.
Right. What was your match of the night, Tyler? Because I'm guessing it wasn't the main event.
I actually didn't mind the main event. I actually liked it a lot.
That was your favorite?
That was my favorite. I really didn't like the opener with Roman and Undertaker tagging against Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon.
Taker looked good.
Hold on. I don't know shit about. I know a little bit. I know the old school days. Is the Undertaker still alive?
Yeah, man.
Undertaker's still working.
He's still above ground.
51, I think.
He's old as shit.
No, 52.
52 in human years.
Yep.
Wow.
He's 105 in Undertaker years.
He looks spry.
Yeah, he does.
There weren't any major botches.
I'd say a close second
impressed.
would be Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, that last man standing.
That was amazing.
I struggle with those matches because there's so much time walking up the stairs, walking through the stands. Like, holy fuck, people.
The old fucking men have to like sell it for a long time because they can't in the ring.
They at least did stuff in every location. It wasn't
It's true.
like I'm going
I
to throw
agree.
a fist and then I'm going to travel with that fist being thrown for 5 minutes like it usually is.
I'm sorry, but ECW had the best stand fighting ever. The bar has been set. No one will ever even come close to it. And when people try to emulate it with a last man standing or anything like that, or unsanctioned, like it is tough because you always compare it. But you're right. When you look at it relative to what today's product has been, that was a solid match. And I'm starting to like Lashley in the role he's going to play. I think he's going to take on all the big motherfuckers and eventually put them over. I think he's at that stage of his career.
But speaking of big motherfuckers, how the night wraps up is a big motherfucker used his money in the bank and cashed in.
Well, hold on. Before we get to the biggest letdown of the night, my match of the night, and Ronnie, we'll get to you because I think you watched it too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
I loved the Cesaro Aleister Black match.
Interesting.
When it came to overall wrestling, and again, I like the mystery behind professional wrestling. That's I like figuring out where they're going to go and why and whatnot. I don't know if I should like Aleister Black, if I should hate him, if I should be afraid of him. All I know is that if we don't get an Aleister Black, Bray Wyatt matchup in the next year, WWE has failed this country, this planet, because those two have such mysterious presence behind them. I think that would be either one of the greatest tag teams of all time or one of the greatest feuds of all time. I mean, that could be like a year-long feud of just crazy, off-the-wall, total random antics. I mean, we could be getting like back to the Raven House of Horrors, House of Fun days.
With Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff now at the helm, you'll see more congruent storytelling like that.
I hope so.
Can somebody explain to me what exactly, like, I know that Paul Heyman's had some kind of come up, but what exactly does that mean?
What do you mean come up?
He got promoted of some sort. Am I mistaken?
He was not. I mean, he was always an independent contractor like Brock is, and always would appear like Brock would. But they offered him a full-time job overseeing Raw, and Eric Bischoff would oversee SmackDown as basically being the point person that would suggest ideas for storylines and shit to happen to Vince.
And it's not necessarily an on-screen role. It may turn into that, but they are behind the scenes going to be calling the shots of
a lot of the storyline strategy kind of shit. Okay,
yeah, because they
good
got
for him.
And they're two of the best to ever do it.
They got like 52 writers in the writing room and a bunch of bullshit, like junk ass storylines have been going on. And so
I still think that it would have been amazing to see Paul Heyman handle Ronda.
I don't think it's out of the question. And let's get into that, Tyler.
Okay.
When Paulie announced that Brock Lesnar was going to cash in, and he obviously didn't use it for Kofi, so we had to know it was going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any thought in your mind that since it was a mixed tag for both titles, was there any thought in your mind that he was going to show up with Ronda? Because I had that thought.
No.
Really?
That would have been wild.
I knew he was going like.
And that's what I was hoping for. I mean, I was hoping for something that would just break my brain.
Especially after the Kofi title match, and not hearing him cash in, then I knew he was going to go for Seth, and I knew it was going to be after some sort of dastardly finish at the end. I just knew it, and I was psyched for it. I couldn't really care because I was just like, I kind of just wanted to get it over with, you know, because we don't have him wondering if he's going to go to UFC or however many times he's supposed to appear on this television contract. We kind of know he's not going anywhere, you know?
Sure. I get
How
that.
much money is enough money, though? If you're Brock Lesnar, you know, he's good. Like
allegedly, anytime he would appear on a Monday on any WWE programming, it would be $1 million for him to fly there and appear.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And oftentimes he would just stand in the ring while Paul would talk and just get that $1 million and just deuces.
Yep.
God.
I can't speak about, nobody can speak about what goes through Brock Lesnar's head, but he has
Not a lot.
absolutely monopolized.
Not a lot
That's
goes
true.
through
But
there.
he's absolutely monopolized his role in WWE. Nobody has the draw, demand, and staying power that he does. And
Nowhere in the UFC besides John Jones and Conor McGregor.
I would agree with that too.
But
And
it's like
Ronda. But Ronda's young.
but now we know he's going to be sticking around. He's not UFC bound anytime soon, so it's going to get real interesting real quick.
Who will he feud with? Will it be Seth?
Yes.
And will that go for a long time, or do you think it'll just culminate at SummerSlam?
I think it'll culminate at SummerSlam, but I think if Seth doesn't win it back, I think Brock moves on to Braun.
Thank you. Okay, and that's what I want to see set up. We didn't get to see Braun have a big moment at WrestleMania. We didn't. I felt like he's been
He was a tag team champion.
WWE. Yeah, whatever. WWE knew that they could get him over and keep him relevant with little effort. So I feel like they just kept doing that.
Here's the thing with Braun. Braun's the spectacle. Braun doesn't need the championship to be a spectacle.
Right.
He's of the Roddy Piper ilk. Roddy Piper never won the WWE champion. He's probably one of the more prestigious intercontinental champion, but other than that, he never else had a title. He never held another title.
Right.
And it's because he really didn't need to, because his mouth really brought people in.
Yeah,
And with Braun, it's his strength and his spectacular feats of athleticism that bring him in.
And his weird pants. I think that's underrated. That guy's got a weird set of pants on him. Weird set of pants. Yeah, I think going forward though, I'm excited about what they're doing with guys like Cesaro and Bobby Lashley, people who've kind of flown. Kevin Owens is, and we can talk about SmackDown. Kevin Owens, Ronnie, you made the comment that he's starting to feel a bit like Stone Cold. I kind of felt like he's more like a Mick Foley, Matt Hardy when he's coming back from, well, he was fired actually.
Kendo sticks.
I'm impressed with how Kevin Owens is getting over. He's kind of like the anti-hero right now. I'm kind of all in on the KO train. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh, I've never left. You're talking to the longest residing KO train stay honor of all time. I love
hated
that
his
man.
Sami Zayn.
That man cannot do no wrong in my book.
Fair enough.
He could murder my daughter and I'd still love him.
Jesus Christ, man.
That's harsh.
And I guess to end it, I got to ask about the mystery that we've all been wondering about for months. What the fuck are they going to do with Bray Wyatt?
What do you mean?
He has been showing up
yesterday.
Yeah, obviously, but he just shows up and dumps Finn. Does that start a feud with Finn? Does that just?
Here's my idea. Well, what I think is going to happen. It's going to start a feud with Finn, and we're going to get this new, even possibly weirder Bray Wyatt against the weirdest version of Finn Balor, Demon. I would be into that. Like a demon off. Like, could you imagine that?
Yeah.
And is that WWE's way to spark, I guess, what will eventually become the club, right? I mean, Finn's got to be in the club eventually, right? That would only make sense.
It makes sense.
Yes and no. It would and it wouldn't. Because technically Finn was the originator of said club.
Yeah.
And Finn left WWE, or Finn left New Japan to come to WWE in 2015.
Yep.
And when that happened, Finn lost his last match in New Japan to AJ. And then AJ asserted his club dominance. So I can see, it could. And I can also say, it really can't. So it's like I can see both ways.
I think eventually they're gonna have to. We need one more dominant, popular, crazy heat tag team faction, whatever you want to call it, and that they are the candidate. I mean that's the most obvious choice in my opinion right now, because they've ruined the Viking Raiders. They're I don't know. Heavy machinery. I like them, but
The Raiders ruined the Raiders, bro.
Not football, Marco.
I just wanted to point that out.
You're an asshole.
Oh, of course. Of fucking course.
You're welcome, Ronnie.
So I don't know. I think we could talk about WWE for hours, and I know we do off camera, off mic, but I'm excited about what we got going on. I just really hope that the Paulie and the Bischoff moves spark things up this summer and don't let things get stale. You got optimism, Tyler, or no?
No, I really do. You're already seeing more congruent storytelling, and it's like a big step up already.
Sure.
Like, that's one thing. One thing that really sold the Attitude Era was incredible amounts of good storytelling and putting it all together.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of callbacks, lots of things that were well planned out, well thought out. All right. Well, I'm satisfied with the WWE talk. Hopefully some listeners are too, I guess. But if not, tell us what we did wrong. Marco, it's football time.
Oh boy.
Strap on the pads, boy. We're going to be talking about the NFC West this week. We've
the infamous NFC West. Yeah.
Yeah, Marco, the NFC West.
We've been doing week by week breakdowns by each division, projecting division winners and losers and their records and whatnot. And now for my favorite part of each podcast. We missed you last time when we had my buddy Dan on. Marco, can you name the 4 teams in the NFC West for us, please?
Yeah, I can name all of them.
You look it up?
No. But I kind of remember, I think, some of them. Is one of them the 49ers?
Yes.
Okay, look at me go. Is another one a different team besides the 49ers?
There's 3 other teams other than the 49ers.
Okay, so about that. Let's go with how about the Seahawks?
Yep.
Are you looking it up?
Oh shit! No, I'm playing a golf game. I'm thinking of the West.
Is it Golf Clash?
Yes, of course. It really is. Sorry. Shit. NFC West.
There is no NFC West team called shit.
Okay, I'm trying to pick between the Chargers and the Rams, but I'm gonna go Rams.
Yep.
Oh, look at me go. Okay. I don't think they put the 49ers and the Raiders in the same division, but
no, there'd be too many deaths.
Well, so okay, we got the Niners with Kansas City.
You're an idiot.
No.
That was AFC. That's AFC, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see? I got the AFC. I got that
But
part.
frankly, the last 3 teams you spracked off are AFC teams.
All right. One last guess. We got to keep this moving. You're starting to sound like Ronnie.
Number 1 overall pick.
Think about it.
I'm out.
It's down south.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. The Cardinals, of course. Obviously,
Yeah.
the Cardinals. Obviously, the Cardinals. Yeah.
Let's start with them, since that's who you obviously meant to talk about, Ronnie. Or excuse me, not Ronnie. You're just acting like him today, Marco.
Only during football season.
So they play in Phoenix. That's Arizona. No, they play in Scottsdale, don't they? Whatever.
Scottsdale,
Same
yeah.
shit. It's all the same. They only have
University
one.
of Phoenix Stadium.
They only really have one city in that whole state, anyways. But anyways, so they're looking hot this year, right? They got the brand new coach, Cliff Kingsbury. He couldn't win at Texas fucking Tech, so apparently that makes him qualified for a head coaching job in the NFL. I think he's going to be a bust. I think he's probably got 3 years and he'll be back in college, or maybe just like being an IG model or something because he is a good looking dude. Give him that. Yeah, I don't know. He has a losing record in the NCAA, and I think last year he was like 5-7. Yeah, I don't know. That's my take on him. People are all excited because he's an air raid coach and he's got Kyler Murray coming in. I think Kyler Murray's a good athlete, solid quarterback. He'll probably be a league average, maybe get the top 12 quarterbacks. I don't think he'll ever light the world on fire. If I'm wrong, whatever. Good for him. I'm glad a short dude can make it because Russell Wilson was the first one to do it in a long time. But otherwise, I think
He played for the Seahawks.
Still does. He also played for the Wisconsin Badgers.
That part I didn't know.
I know you didn't. And I think the Cardinals are going to be probably second worst team in the league, 3-13.
No love for the man AQ Shipley down there.
I mean, shout out to AQ, but the center doesn't make the team anymore. Like you can have a damn good center. You're not going to.
It really hurts. I played center as a freshman football player. I was center. It really hurts.
You would like guys grabbing your balls as a freshman.
Not just
I
as
only
a
did
freshman.
long snapping.
I also did that. I was a decent long snapper.
Same.
Hey, has anybody? By the way, does anybody see the bottle cap challenge of the long snapper?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, pretty good shit.
Ronnie, what do you got on the Cardinals, man?
I think they're probably going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Probably they're going to have another top 3 pick. I probably think they'll probably be around second worst team in the NFL. I think it'll probably be about 4-12. I think they have Kyler Murray, probably going to be a bust. He's probably just going to run around and try to throw the ball to Larry Fitzgerald, try to force it all the time. Other than Larry Fitzgerald, they don't really have anything as like a weapon. So, yeah, I probably
David Johnson.
Is Larry Fitzgerald, let's say, 100% was his prime. What's he got left?
He's probably still 80%.
Right.
What he used to be.
If there's a ball thrown in his area, there's a good chance he's coming down with it. But
and to your David Johnson thing, I'm not gonna believe in David Johnson until I see him have another season like he did a few years back before the injuries.
that's fair. I mean, I think that's justified, but I do think he would be considered a weapon, honestly.
Oh, he's a weapon if he's on the field.
What do you got for a record?
4-12.
Okay. TA, how about you, man?
See, I can see 5 wins here, and I think Kyler Murray basically leads them to all 5 wins with his feet.
Really?
I think, especially if you look at who he's going up against. You got Jimmy G in San Fran. You got Russell Westbrook, and they're all
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Sorry.
Wow. Even I know that's fucking basketball. Doesn't he play for fucking Sacramento?
You're an idiot. God.
Golden State. Golden State. Golden State.
No. He just got traded to Houston, you Jamal.
That's what I just said.
You're a fucking fool.
Jesus. But they're all pocket passers, and other than Russell Wilson having the skill, at least ions ago, to get out of it with his feet, I think Kyler Murray is the updated version of that.
Sure.
I can see him a 5-11 season at least.
All right. Marco, what do you got on the Cardinals?
I've been following the Cardinals for years, and I'm going to tell you right now that they're going to go at least 6 wins because everybody's going to sleep on them thinking it's an easy win.
That's what we expect from you, man. Hard hitting stuff.
There we go.
Let's move north. Let's go up to San Fran. Their quarterback is fucking porn stars. Marco, this should interest you.
His selection in porn stars, out of the entire plethora of porn stars he had to choose from, is very disappointing, as will be his passing attempts. I instantly think that they're going to be at the bottom of the division.
What
That's my take.
are you putting for a record?
I give them 4 wins.
Yikes. Okay. Marco coming in hot. Trash Man, what do you got for the Niners?
I
know
hate
you
the
hate
49ers. I
Yeah.
hate the 49ers with a passion. But that being said, I don't think they're going to be bad. I really don't. I think that they are probably going to win the division. They're going to.
Oh, you're wrong.
Holy shit. Really?
Look at what they have on defense just alone. Just look at defense. They have
They're
one of the best front sevens in the NFL right now. If you really look at what they've built in the last 2 years.
Sure.
Especially in that division.
Yes. They have the best defense in the division for sure. And I think that Jimmy G. What?
The Rams?
I think
The Rams
got
lost
picked
everyone.
apart.
They're going to lose.
They have Aaron fucking Donald. That's like 4 linebackers and 1 man.
Last year, Aaron Donald was so good because he had people around him that complimented him.
He was
And
really
Dominic
good
too.
before he had people around him too.
He had that was an amazing line that he had around him. Look at San Francisco's defensive line right now, and it is Rams-esque from last year, in a way.
All right. I'll let you have this one.
I probably say they'll win the division at 12-4, and I hate that. That literally hurts me to say. I hate the 49ers more than just about any team in the NFL except the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dang.
Fuck the Chiefs.
TA, what do you got on the Niners?
That's easily 10 wins. Easily.
Easily. Holy
Easily.
shit.
They're a lot better than people think they are. That's the
No.
wild thing.
Especially
I'm glad
the
that I
West.
know so much about football that you guys are
The
wrong.
West is like it's a throw 'em and catch 'em type league. There's no defense being played in the West. Hardly any. Ever.
You were talking about the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams.
I know.
Those are
but
2 outstanding defensive teams historically.
that have both been picked apart over the offseason.
But the
especially
Seahawks
Rams.
team came on strong the last half of the season. I mean, strong. There wasn't a better fantasy defense in the last 6 games.
I'm sorry,
and-
I don't drink the Pete Carroll Kool-Aid. I don't.
I don't either. I just drink stats and reality. I don't have to like these teams to understand they have defenses.
R.I.P. Rip Thorne.
All right.
Take-
Nick Bosa, D. Ford, DeForest Buckner. That is only 3 of their defensive linemen.
Ford, meh. Buckner, yeah, solid. Bosa, yeah, solid. I'm not arguing that they're not going to be a top 5 defense, but I do not see 12 wins at all. And 10, I think, is stretching it. My take is they're going to be a 9-17, and they're probably going to be tied for the top of the division with the Seahawks and the Rams. I mean, I think those 3 teams are going to be even. Jimmy G is an average quarterback. I am not impressed with him.
I don't even think Jimmy G is going to be the big factor on offense.
No, he won't be.
Who's going to be a big factor on that offense?
McKinnon.
Yes.
Sir, you are no way.
Jared McKinnon's going to be a big factor. I'm
No
just saying.
way.
He was a change of pace back in Minnesota.
He was a change of pace back in
Fucking
that
money.
offense. In that offense.
Wow. This is going to be one we're going to have to monitor throughout the
Big
season.
words for a little fella.
I cannot
I'm
wait.
drinking that same juice, Trash Man. I'm with you.
I cannot wait to watch what these Niners do now. I didn't think I'd be
Oh.
looking forward to them, but
And by the way, Tanner, Tevin
What?
Coleman's also on the team.
wow. I'm not impressed.
The Trash Niners.
All right.
I hate the 49ers. I hate that I'm actually
Yeah, we
like-
can tell,
Niners
Ronnie.
might be the most controversial team in this entire podcast throughout the entire 32.
just wait till we get to the AFC West. That's going to get
Like,
We're saving that
he's
for
still
last.
selling them so hard, but he hates them so much.
All right, let's move on to the Rams, who apparently have no defense and no shot at winning this division because the 49ers have already won it before training camp. I think the Rams, again, I said 9-7 for everybody else besides the Cardinals. You ever seen a running back put up 2,700 yards? Because I think it's about to fucking happen.
Have you ever seen a running back tear his knee in the first 5 weeks? Because I
Yeah.
think it's going to happen.
Oh, and you gave me shit for Zion?
What?
He yelled at me for jinxing Zion, but he just said this dude's gonna tear his. What a dick!
His
We
knee's already
expect
fucked up.
that from Trash Man.
Yeah.
His knee's already fucked up.
It's fine. He just said it the other day. He's 100%. Let's just understand how good Todd Gurley is.
Oh,
The guy didn't play most fourth quarters, and he still put up 1,800 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns. That motherfucker is going to be on a team that's going to be contested more, so he's going to play a lot more snaps, a lot more quarters, a lot more minutes. He is going to put up 2,500 rushing yards, and I could see 25 touchdowns. He is going to be probably the best player, the best individual season of all time. I think that guy will single-handedly carry the Rams to the division title via tiebreaker. 9-7. I do see their defense is weaker. Their offense is average. I'm not going to say it's going to be great, but they'll probably make another deep run in the playoffs because of Todd motherfucking Gurley.
I think they're gonna make 9-7, and I really don't think Todd Gurley's gonna make it through the year. I do agree he is the best running back in the league when he's on the field. He is hands down, bar none, the best running back in the league. Le'Veon Bell, we don't know what the fuck he's gonna be. David Johnson, don't really have to say anything.
Tyler just shaking his head because his boy Melvin Gordon isn't getting any respect.
Melvin Gordon is a top 5 running back, but he's not Todd Gurley.
I agree. Tyler, what do you got on him?
I hate the Rams. I'm a Chargers fan because I don't like having the crosstown team getting all the love. Yet
Let's be honest, you guys are both just renting the town from Oakland, from the Raiders.
Pretty much, but that's another point entirely. But that defense was signed last year to make the Super Bowl run that they made. And I think with Sue saying deuces, I'm trying to do this from memory. Give me a minute.
Marcus Peters is still there. He's still on the rookie deal. Yeah. But Marcus Peters, Bay Area kid, really good cornerback. I think their secondary is still really good, but they lost Joyner in free agency.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt.
You know where he ended up? Oakland.
We're not talking about them.
That's right.
I know. I just love talking.
Yeah, what division is that, Ronnie?
Hey, Marco. That's in a while.
Yeah.
So what do you got for a record, TA?
I think they get in with 10 wins, but I don't see them making a run and get the division. I think I can see that happening.
All right. Marco, what do you got on the Rams?
Solid team, solid expectations, 8 wins.
Acquisitions. I think, and we obviously have to mention it, they probably have the greatest backup quarterback of all time in the boat.
The boat. The guy who bought a Tesla to quit chewing because he thought, I don't have to go to a gas station, so I won't need tobacco. Now he just goes to a gas station to get tobacco.
Just saying. And then the last team in the shitty NFC West. Have I ever mentioned that I hate this division?
I hate literally every team in this division.
They're the only fucking division to put a team with a losing record into the playoffs, and then they won the fucking game. Yeah. The NFC West is a joke. Ever since the fucking Rams destroyed us on the way to the playoffs, and then they ended up losing the Patriots, I just hate everything about them. And the Seahawks, obviously the Packers have crazy history with them. The Cardinals fucked us in the playoffs a couple times. I just fuck them all. Anyways, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson got paid big time, and I do think he deserved it, truly. I do think their defense is going to be underrated, and I also expect some big things from lesser-known players. They're gonna start to play a little bit like the Patriots, and I hate to say that, but They're going to start doing things with lesser known offensive weapons. Marco just got up and left, and I said that. Well, oh well. Maybe he's offended. Maybe he's just thirsty. I don't know. But I do think the Seahawks are going to go 9-7. I don't see them making the playoffs. I think the NFC is going to be stacked. And I think they're going to be set up in the future. They're going to be a powerhouse again, and it's coming fast. This is just the year between the empires. What do you got, Trash Man?
I haven't really one of my best friends is a Seahawks fan, so I've heard a little bit about him, and he thinks that they're going to be the greatest team in the NFL. I highly doubt that. I kind of see a 7-9 team that is like itching at a playoff spot towards the end. Like in the last, they'll have hopes until week 15, and then in week 15, it all blows up in their face. But I think that they're going to be better all around. I just don't think that in their division they can win enough.
Fair enough.
I think that the only team that they can beat in their own division is the Cardinals. So,
TA?
I think they're gonna fall to the injury bug. Like they'll come in gangbusters and easily win the first 3 games, but I think somebody major in their offense or their defensive side gets injury plagued. One side of the ball does, and they
Yikes.
just pedal it down. I think they go 7-9, like Trash Man said.
A lot of shared similarities there between you two this week. It's kind of weird. You guys aren't normally hand-holding, but
no,
the same.
usually not. The Chargers
Marco?
and the Raider fan normally don't get along.
Marco, what do you got for the Seahawks?
Gonna be a solid team. Think they'll probably win the division. We give them 11 wins.
Holy shit!
God.
Where is
I
this? I need to know. Name 5 players on the Seahawks, please. Name 3.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh my God.
Wilson. Hold on. Wilson. Russell Wilson.
What?
Oh. Tyler, we need a Russell Westbrook in a Seahawks movie graphic, please.
Pete Carroll.
Okay, we're naming the coach. Okay.
I mean, if John Gruden can get traded in 2004, so can Pete Carroll, I guess.
Oh my God.
I'll be honest with you. I only got Russell Wilson.
Oh man.
But I got the coach.
You are funny.
Hey, I know Pete Carroll used to be the coach at USC. Shout out Reggie Bush. Holla. Let me get the Heisman back, yo.
I can name 3 players on the defense of the Seahawks.
Ron, you can name 3 players in every fucking team. Shut up, we get it.
Just about.
He's
I mean,
got
there's
time.
twins on the team. One of them has no hand.
Yeah, 3 hands amongst the twins.
So fucked up.
That's probably the only one-handed man who I'm still afraid of, though.
I still can't understand. Is it Shaquem or is it Shaquille? Which one of them is it? Or
Shaquem, I believe.
Team.
Speaking of
Yeah.
one-handed mans, I've been seeing OBJ's fucking catches from Baker Mayfield. I am super excited about that. Just saying.
I think we should send you to a Cleveland Browns game for content.
I feel like my very first NFL game I ever go to, should be the Cleveland Browns because I have been a fan of theirs since my fandom.
Day one fan.
Day one.
Dog pound.
Oh,
I've
man.
been dog pound down.
Since the middle of March.
All right. We're done with football talk. That was great. Pete Carroll. That's the second player you think of.
Jesus Christ.
We got 2 more things we got to talk
Can't
about.
even get credit for naming the coach.
Well, not when we ask for players, Marco.
That's like
Well,
getting a
you
half
know,
credit.
We're not
Technically,
giving
like,
handouts here.
He's the most important player, right?
Life
I
is
should get 2
all
points.
rainbows and strippers, buddy. Okay.
That's like getting a half point on the bonus question.
Do we want to jump into local shit shows or do we want to jump into Trash Man's segment of the week? What one do we want to do first?
It depends on if Trash Man has an excellent segment.
I already told you what it was. I was
Yeah,
trying
well,
to do the allure of surprise here, but just because you're a dumbass, we're gonna jump into it. We're Trash Man texted me this week. We've been on a WWE kick because obviously there's no sports to talk about right now. We're fucking talking about cups and baseball.
hold on. There is sports to talk about, and we talked about it pre-show. We can't talk about Wimbledon. That shit.
What?
Hey, hold on.
Tennis.
Wimbledon?
Marco's a big tennis guy. He's a tennis man.
I am a
Believe it or
tennis
not.
guy. Man, I don't know how okay, I do know how. So my dad citizenshiped here in the 70s, and apparently that was like one of the sports that you could watch back in the day regularly. So my dad became a huge fan of John McEnroe and, players of his stature and creativeness, let's say, because when I was growing up, it was Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, and
Mullet,
stuff like that.
right there for you, Ronnie.
Right, Andre Agassi with the mullet.
Andre Agassi. Got it. Mullet
Right.
Monday.
But I became a fan of tennis, and I have watched it. I don't watch it like I watch MMA, but I do enjoy watching an excellent tennis match. And I will say the very little bit that I got to catch of Roger Federer and Djokovic was absolutely amazing. If you ever are just bored as shit on a Sunday morning, usually that's when the tennis matches are happening, Australian Open, US Open, Wimbledon, all that shit. If you can catch the championship match, usually if Serena Williams is in it or Venus Williams is in the women's match or Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal are in the men's match, try to watch that shit. Those are incredible athletes. They run on average 5 miles during a match. And the Djokovic and Federer match, Wimbledon, was the longest ever at 4 hours and 57 minutes. Name something you can do besides sleep for that long. Go.
Drink.
Be high.
I hate tennis. I'm sure that it's cool. Those guys probably get laid all the time. They're millionaires. What? Fuck them. I hate their sport.
You hate it because they're rich.
No, I don't. I totally
hate it
respect
'cause
the
of the
hustle,
grunts.
but I don't get it. I don't get the scoring. They don't have any personalities. I couldn't even tell you what any of those motherfuckers sound like.
They go from 15 to 10.
Wrong. They go from 15 to 30,
back asswards.
then to 40, and then if they don't win the point there,
No.
they go to break
Yeah,
point.
that's dumb. I don't give a shit about tennis. People were talking about it, and you know what? This just made me. I truly realized it this weekend.
You hate tennis as much as Ronnie hates lettuce.
No.
We get it.
I was watching people on the internet go crazy about Djokovic, Federer.
It was an
Nadal,
amazing match.
But people were watching it who've never watched it. Do you know why?
Just like
Because
U.S. soccer.
football
Just like
wasn't
U.S.
on.
soccer.
Because
no real
football
sport on.
wasn't on.
Just like
There would've been-
casual MMA
Yeah.
fans.
Would have made it. It would have been their championship this weekend. I guarantee football would have dominated it. I guarantee if the XFL or the AFL or the CFL was around, still would have got some good views if it was on ESPN too. Football and any of the 4 major sports on their slowest day is better than tennis. I will not watch a bunch of motherfuckers go get sunburnt, smacking around.
Aside from a playoff game, you can't find me a game that would get a higher rating than Wimbledon.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of freaks out there that like tennis apparently, but I am anti-tennis. That whole sport is just a waste.
Same. I agree.
I don't get it. It's not fun to watch.
Strongly disagree.
I turned it on. I tried to get into it because I like to be a fan of things. I like it when people like things. I'm not a hater, but that sport sucks. They didn't explain it. They didn't understand that they were bringing in a new
It's
audience.
not their job to explain it to people who are watching Wimbledon.
They're
though.
bringing in a new audience. They should at least try to fucking talk about what the hell I'm watching. Somewhat. What is Federer, an Austrian or a Swiss guy?
Swiss,
Djokovic, what's he, Croatian or something?
Croatian.
Give 2 fucks less.
Or explain the point system to us peons.
You know what we need for tennis, and I'm being dead serious here. This is not a racist thing whatsoever. We need a Tiger Woods type person to come in and dominate.
Oh, I'm sorry that Venus and Serena Williams weren't enough for you fucking assholes.
I root for them. I like them. They're more entertaining than the dudes.
They are. They are very
Hard
entertaining.
They have some
That's
emotion
a
at
good
least.
card.
Those two zombies out there just sweating up a storm and
Roger Federer has a personality outside of, being in front of those cameras.
I'm
But,
not a fan. Whatever. Tennis
Well,
can
Federer is also very good friends with Tiger Woods. So
awesome. That's good.
Do you want a tennis player with a personality? I encourage you to look up John McEnroe.
There we
that
go.
was what- I would have watched that sport back then.
Yeah,
We need a-
McEnroe was that
we need-
motherfucker.
we need
Andre
a bad boy.
Agassi, Pete Sampras were those motherfuckers.
Andy Roddick, he was at least fun.
Andy Roddick was amazing.
I at least paid attention to it back then. Like if it was on ESPN, I wouldn't immediately change it. But I'm not a fan. This last weekend, what are you doing with your hands, Ronnie? You're freaking me out.
We need a John Daly in tennis. Let's be honest. We need
John
a
McEnroe was
Yeah.
John Daly in tennis.
We need a
John
dude
McEnroe.
like
No,
ripping
John.
cigs between sets.
John
and matches.
McEnroe didn't give a fuck, and he would tell a referee how he felt, and it
John-
was he outdid anybody in the NFL or baseball, and like he would go at those fucking refs.
We need somebody to show up to Wimbledon looking like Charlie Sheen in Major League.
exactly.
I'm
Wild
talking
Thing.
wicked haircut,
Wild Thing.
skull on the glasses, combat boots, fucking walking out there.
But
We need
McEnroe
someone
would-
like that.
McEnroe would pop up the flask in between sets. And
That's
he'd
how it
get
should be.
criticized for it.
Tennis has and at least to me, anyways, it has this stereotype of being an Ivy League sport, a rich white person sport. What Serena and Venus are doing, awesome. I fully support it. I'm on board. I follow them. They're great.
I'd rather watch fucking
Dudes, that is a terrible fucking sport. Cornhole was on at that time. Guess what I watched? I watched fucking cornhole.
What's up with those wavy boards, by the way?
Yeah, that was weird. I don't get those. Hopefully they don't become popular.
I don't like that.
Anyways, tennis talk kind of derailed Trash Man segment.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to get that out because I am.
What a waste of time.
Fuck you. If I am the only proponent of tennis, I will carry that torch
Oh,
because I
God.
do like that sport. I do
Go
respect those
fucking
athletes.
Play on
Live
your
on the sword,
your
die by the sword.
sand field or whatever it is. Clay. Whatever.
Clay, Australia, mate.
Anyways, Trash Man texted me this weekend. We've been getting into WWE more and blah, 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 blah. He says, dude, ... new segment, ... need to choose who we think each other would be as WWE wrestlers. And I got a kick out of it. I was thinking about it, and I actually wrote a few names down. So I'll go first because you guys probably aren't prepared since you're just hearing about it for the first time. But Marco, I'll start with you.
Oh,
You are the late, the great Viva la Raza, Eddie Guerrero, Poppy. Well, you are Mexican, but the lie, the cheat, the steal attitude, the do whatever it takes to win type of deal. I totally see that being you.
Am I more luchador mask or Ramon?
No.
Razor Ramon.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Razor Ramon?
Yeah. Do I
You-
get?
don't
know who
buy
Eddie
that
Guerrero
Razor
is?
Ramon was.
You're not wearing a mask.
That's well, you
your
said
ass.
Mexican, so I didn't know if I was gonna be a luchador.
No. Eddie Guerrero. You know Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah, that's not.
He didn't wear a mask.
He did.
Not in WWE.
Right, but he did wear a mask.
Yeah, back in AAA and
See?
whatnot. Anyways, I'm talking the one that everybody knows,
The one that counts.
the 2 or 3 time heavyweight champion. Yeah, that's you. You have that
I'll take it.
personality. I feel like if I was shaking dice with you at a bar, one fell on the floor, you'd pick it up and it'd just magically have the right number on it. That'd be you. Ronnie, Trash Man. I've had to think pretty long and hard about this one, but you are the hardcore legend, Raven.
Oh shit!
That motherfucker walks into the ring with jorts and combat boots, long mullet. I mean, let's respect his mullet. Again, mullet Mondays. And that dude carried a trash can to the ring at least 50% of the time. I mean, he was the original hardcore icon. Tommy Dreamer, Raven, and Sandman. I mean, they ran the show in ECW. You would definitely be Raven. Maybe not as dark, but definitely as hardcore and dirty. Tyler, again, I had to think about this one. You're just different. Okay, that's a good thing. I've never met anyone remotely like you,
That's
Mick
good.
Foley.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
I always think of Mrs. Foley's baby boy says, "Have a nice day." Bang, bang. I just always could see you. Mrs. Allen's baby boy says, "Have a nice day." Bang, bang. Just, I could see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. But that's who I got. I didn't pick anyone for me. I'm not good at describing myself, really. I don't know. Maybe Paul Heyman. I don't think I'd be a good wrestler, but I can talk a lot. I don't know if it's good, but so I guess let's go around the room, name who we all are. I'll start with you, Trash Man, since it was your idea.
It's funny. We kind of both went along the same line for Tyler, but I thought Dude Love, Mick Foley's alternate personality. For some reason,
Yes.
I just thought that would be epic.
I told
I don't know where
too. Like, just try and get laid the whole time.
Tanner, for some reason, I was like sitting there thinking, and I'm like, man, who would Tanner be? And for some reason, I thought of Sergeant Slaughter.
That's
Wow.
what I was just going to say.
Wow.
I don't know why. That was like one of the first things I thought of. I was like,
Mr. G.I. Joe himself.
I guess I should be honored.
alarm went off over there. And then Marco, yours was. It's not. I mean, we're both picking brown people for Marco. It's kind of fucked up.
Rude.
But mine is a Mexican. It's Sabu from ECW. He's brown, but he's not your type of brown. He's different type of brown. If that
Who
makes
is
sense.
Mexican?
Sabu is Mexican? I thought he was like Middle Eastern.
No.
bro.
He is not Mexican at all.
He is.
He's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he's Israeli, isn't he? Well, I
He
think
was
he's
born-
actually
he
American,
was
but
born-
Oh, so he's
in
European
Mexico.
Mexican. I get it.
Yeah.
Is he?
Michael put it together.
no, he was born in New York. I'm almost positive.
Fuck it. I'm on the Google here.
He lives in the UP. I know that. Like that's where he resides or whatever. Yeah, he was born in Staten Island because I've watched every documentary of his.
The reason I picked Sabu is because Marco, with how he talks, every now and then he just goes like off the top rope and just goes, "Listen here, motherfuckers!" Basically,
That's
once
fair.
podcast. So
That's fair.
more personality based than anything.
Sabu's uncle was the original Sheik. That's
Yeah.
where his Middle Eastern roots come from. If he wasn't born in Staten Island, I don't know anything about wrestling. Then I'm almost positive. Are you looking it up, Tyler?
Yeah, he was born in Staten Island. He
Boom!
asserted being from Saudi Arabia,
He what?
Bombay, India, and
Bombay,
he's
Michigan.
even
for a
gone
while.
from Bombay, Michigan.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right, Tyler.
That's right.
Marco, do you want to
I
go?
always thought, especially when you mentioned,
I can go.
No.
I was going to
Go
go.
ahead, Tyler. Sorry, I saw Marco's mic muted. I thought it was yours. I'm a bad host.
Trashman, you remind me of Dreamer, Tommy Dreamer. Like
Tommy Dreamer.
T.
That guy is my dude
Yeah.
too.
Like you're the intelligent one, but you love to just bash people amongst side the head with just random ass objects.
Sounds about right.
And then I was because Terry, you were screaming to me Sergeant Slaughter before anyone said anything, and I was not gonna pop that cherry, but I can't think of anyone else.
Boy, I don't know if I
honestly
should.
can't.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Sergeant Slaughter.
He was kind of an idiot.
He was kind of an idiot, but his camel clutch was indeed that clutch because it saved his ass so many
True.
times.
True.
And then what do I do for the Cubano Mexicano here? You, go back to me, Marco.
It all comes down to race for
I'm not even Cuban.
Cubano Mexicano. What the fuck, Tyler? What the fuck was that?
No, I'll take it. Fuck. Well, while he's
Go ahead,
thinking,
Marco.
I actually thought about this, and I'm gonna start with Trashman Ronnie. I think that the way I think of this is if we could like be characters of a movie, I think Trashman would make a great Jake the Snake.
Ooh.
I think he's got. I think he's got the mullet to pull it off.
I want to change my answer now.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I think Trashman would make a fucking great Jake the Snake.
Wow.
I think he could play the character in real life. I think if Ronnie had the chance to live that life, he would fucking party like a rock star the entire time, and then like
Probably.
come time for a match, he'd like have no problem popping them pills and drinking that vodka and let's go. You know. For TA, I think for Tyler, I agree with you, man. I think that a Mick Foley character for Tyler is perfect. I think he has that mystique. I think he could just wander off and like kill somebody in real life and come back and just be back to like normal. And he was like, he's just super creepy.
I swear I'm not that way in real life.
For Tanner, I think, and this, I don't know, man, and this is difficult for me. Tanner, I think you're more like a Brock Lesnar, like you're like this fucking big, quiet dude that would also murder the fuck out of somebody if they just kind of looked at you the wrong way sometimes.
And you're white as shit.
I am not quiet at all, but
you're white.
Not to us, because you know us. But I think outside of your group of friends, you're quiet. No,
I'm pretty much loud and obnoxious my whole life. I can't turn it off. There are days where I tell myself, like, all right, Tanner, you're gonna be quiet today.
So
I
caught myself on vacation at the Ozarks talking to like cash register ladies.
Yeah,
are you that guy? You're that guy.
Fuck
You're that guy. I'm that guy.
I get to know everybody. Bartenders.
I've never met a stranger in my life. Never one time.
Exactly.
But
I do take the comparison to Brock Lesnar. Thank you.
I'll compare you to the Godfather then.
Oh my God! Yes.
Can run your mouth, but at the same time you can back it up until your mouth gets you in trouble.
Oh my God.
Wait,
that's so perfect.
Wait, which one was the Godfather?
Come on, he was
You've
the pimp.
never heard of the Godfather?
The Godfather's hose. And his hose.
Oh, now I gotta look it up.
God. Yeah,
you gotta go to YouTube and look.
Was it the Godfather and Rikishi, right?
They went at it a few times.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They had a pretty good feud.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
He cannot come back to WWE during the PG era.
So what's the deal with that? Did I miss that part? So now they're going out of the PG era. What's going to happen?
Seems
now?
like it.
They're trying to get the late teens and early 20s crowd because they think they've lost it away by diluting down the product the way they
obviously
trying to go back to the TV-14 approach.
That's the part of WB. I watched it when I was a child. I watched Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, but I didn't really get into it until it was The Rock and Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, and that was when like Triple H, like that. The Attitude Era is when I was in, and maybe it was because they cussed a little more, or they wore the girls wore skimpier outfits, or the guys showed more blood, or whatever it was. But it was more entertaining.
My dad used to like sit me down on the couch whenever I'd go to his house when I was like 9, and he would literally just put on he just put it in a little VHS or whatever it is player, and he put in a little tape of Stone Cold, and that was like my guy growing up. It was Stone Cold and the Sandman. Me and Tanner actually talked about this.
Yeah.
But those are my guys.
That was fun. I like doing that little comparison. We'll have to keep doing something like that each week. So expect more of that stuff. Yeah, let's do some local shit shows. Marco, you got anything crazy that happened? I know you missed a week, but
I couldn't find anything here locally, but I did find something in my local paper that was national. And I wanted to read this caption from Loretto, Tennessee. A police department in Tennessee has raised a few eyebrows with a weekend post to its Facebook page regarding drugs and wildlife. The post details the arrest of a man who police say was caught trying to flush methamphetamine down the toilet, then ask the public not to flush your drugs because they would end up in area bodies of water. Duck, geese, and other fowl frequent our treatment ponds, and we shudder to think that one all hyped up on meth would do something. Furthermore, basically, they're trying to avoid having meth out alligators in Tennessee because people are flushing their meth and other drugs.
meth gators. I like it.
Is meth gators a thing? Like, if we were flushing drugs down our pipes, how does that affect the animal wildlife? And can gators be addicted to meth?
I don't. Yes, I'm just gonna say it. I think gators are fucking addicted to meth. That explains why they're so angry all the time.
I think a lot of animals are addicted to meth. Like on Life PD, there was a dude who was wanted that was feeding his pet squirrel meth.
The police
And it was going
preface
like
at the
crazy.
bottom of this: if you need to dispose of your drugs, just give us a call and we will make sure they are disposed of in the proper way. Please tell me which hype out there is going to call the police officer because they want them to dispose of their drugs instead of, them disposing of the drugs.
People who are afraid of meth gators. That's who.
I'm also afraid of meth gators.
See,
The
Flush
thought of a gator is scary enough, but the thought of a meth gator, nom.
It's a bit terrifying.
Ronnie, you got anything? Can you top meth gators?
I cannot top meth gators. Mine's actually kind of more of a local, what the fuck, why is my whole town talking about this?
Okay.
Someone got one of those, what are they? They're like the not Red Rider, the flyer.
Radio flyer wagon.
Yeah, the radio flyer wagon got stolen out of their front yard. It was their kids, and literally everyone went on a manhunt looking for it. Anybody who had one of those wagons in the whole town, which there's more than there should be, was like getting like their house, like people were like knocking on doors, and it was just a giant clusterfuck of a situation. And eventually they got the cart back today, or the wagon back today. I know.
Neighbor watches over for a fucking wagon.
I know, it was a big thing. Big things in small towns. I mean, kid gets a wagon stolen. Giant deal.
Wow. Tyler, you got anything?
I have a neighbor who
Any more meth? Other things?
is 4 houses down, and they broke. They have spun a leak before their water main, and the city has came by, and nobody has no idea on how to fucking fix it. So right now there is just water just coming down the edge of my street right now in massive amounts, and nobody's doing anything about it because they have no idea what to do.
Tyler, you've had some serious issues with water lately, and I just like to keep bringing up that I sympathize with you because Marco gets so mad about it.
I don't.
We're still under
Oh my
fucking water. It's been like 3 months.
You have such a dick measuring contest when it comes to who's under the most water.
And I'm not even under a lot of water. Like the
Oh,
water that was flooding Tuesday has all receded pretty much.
He gets so bent out of shape. I'm the only one who's allowed to be flooded.
We've
Grr.
been flooded for 3 months. Nobody else can.
So I have one. I wanted to bring it up last time, but I wanted to tell this one in front of Marco. So this, I think it came out right before the 4th of July. There's a guy in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, so not near me, like 4 hours away or whatever. He got sentenced to 150 days in jail for a serial clogging of women's toilets at places he worked and shopped and patronized. This guy got sentenced to fucking jail and 3 years probation because he was constantly clogging shitters. Patrick Beeman,
I
35.
actually heard about this one.
I'm sure you did. It was all over national news.
I can imagine the police and the prosecutors being all like, "Okay, so he shit in this one. He
It was
fucked
a
up
really
this
shitty
one,"
situation.
and like putting together the case for it. He
It said
did
the
it over
state
86,000 times.
the state recommended 30-day sentence for each individual crime. That would have put him in jail for 3 years.
Holy fuck!
But the judge dropped it down to like 5 days or a day per crime, whatever it was. But he, going back to 2017, and it wasn't even his shit. He would throw plastic bottles and other trash in these, and then just flush until they began to
The
overflow.
best part is how they actually caught him.
I didn't hear how they actually caught him.
Oh, so you don't know this? This is the only part that I actually do know. He was a temp to hire kind of guy. So he was going around to these hiring, or whatever places would hire him,
Yep.
and he would that's where he would clog the toilets, and that's how they finally figured out who it was. Paper trail.
Wow.
They will always get you with the paper trail. Cover your tracks, bro.
When you said he was a temp to hire, I thought you meant this service was something people could hire him to do. Like, oh, you're a hitman? Well, more of a shit man.
The water bandit from Home Alone. I get it.
Oh, man.
That would be epic. Could you imagine you're just like calling some number on fucking Craigslist and you're like, hey,
That brings a whole
I
different,
heard you're the clogger.
that brings a whole different meaning to wet work.
This guy is going to be right up there. Wisconsin's had some famous criminals, Ed Gein, Al Capone, John Dillinger, the Clogger.
The clogger.
Oh, man. That pretty much wraps it up. What are you saying there, TA?
I just can't believe they like meticulously put together and gave this person time for doing that.
Well, I think the jail toilets are in for a rude awakening when he's getting out. He's probably going to have it on a timer that'll drop every single fucking toilet. Boom.
He's probably thinking in the back of his mind, I'm gonna get that toilet over there.
This is
There.
his Super Bowl. He has 150 days to figure out how to rig up a clogging device that's going to clog every single shitter in the jail. And he's going to get out Andy Dufresne style, just right through the old shit pipe. And, oh, man.
And get charged with terroristic threats afterwards.
Yeah.
It'll be a massive organizational play.
I respect the guy's move. Big fan of his work. Hopefully he goes into plumbing after this. That'd be awesome if he just had if his service, his trade was plumbing.
Oh my god.
That's pretty much all I got. Unless anyone knows of anything else, we can wrap up. We got a little long today, but our awesome editor will make it listenable to you. So thanks for listening, everybody. Ronnie, I was gonna ask you. It might be a little personal, but like, are you rich?
Am I rich?
Do you make a lot of money as a trash man?
I make decent money.
Bitch, you're filthy rich.
Oh my god.
I'm running out of trash man jokes, man.
God damn you.
If you got any good trash man jokes, send them my way because I need to be funny at the end of these because I'm not funny during it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We're the Anomalies. We got at K Pasa Primo, at Trashman Ronnie, at Tyler Allen, at Vanilla Gorilla. Figure out how to spell vanilla on your own. We're out. Have a great day, night, breakfast, afternoon, lunch, whatever.
Bye.
Snack.
How'd you like that one, Ronnie?
That was pretty good. I thought you were actually asking me like your actual question. I was like, oh, he's
That's
not
the
actually
best part.
fucking-
Ronnie doesn't see it coming.
I'm like, oh, he's not fucking with me today. Oh, wait, no, he is.
Oh,
That one went a little long, but I think there was like,
That's good. I mean, it went an hour 50.
yeah, we'll easily be able to chop that down to an hour and a half, I'm sure. Or
Somehow.
Tyler will, not us, I guess.
Yeah.
Tyler, it's tough to say goodbye when you're not here, you bastard.
He just left us alone on the internet. I really find it funny how we all came up with McFoley characters for Tyler, though.
That was good.
Because honestly, when I came up with that idea, I was like, man, Tyler is Dude Love. And then I'm like, wait, then who's who? I was like, huh. Speak of the devil.
Oh,
Dude,
Tyler, you fucked up, bro. Where the fuck were you? We were trying to close this out.
I had to piss.
We closed.
I'm going to be like violently pissing myself on camera if I didn't.
Well, you'll hear it. We ended at like 10:27 or so.
Yeah, something
That's
like
what I
that.
figured. I wrote down the time that I thought you guys would, and I just sprinted off.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to get boogieing.
I'm gonna put our first canned episode out Monday.
First canned. What does that mean?
Well, like we've been recording these, and it's some of the material's getting dated, so we can actually start putting these out now.
How
Are
many
you
do you
gonna
have ready to go?
Chaz one probably. I'm not. We agreed that 8 minutes of it is not worth the time, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that funny.
If you're gonna put out the second one that we did, then who was that with? Brian.
That's correct.
Um,
I'm
That's a
gonna
good one to start with.
We didn't have a very good intro to that one though, like explaining who we are and what we're doing, did we?
Oh fuck!
Could you steal that from the Chaz one?
I could.
Or do we want to just
hold
like
on.
cut up something right now?
I don't think cutting up one now is a bad idea, considering that we actually have,
A better idea what we are.
right.
True.
Chad. I'm gonna look at them both just to be sure then, before I put it out.
And then I
'Cause
guess
I thought about doing a teaser, like because I still have your drive-through video. That remember that one time? I was
yeah,
going to
I do.
showcase that. So I was thinking about doing that for a week and then putting out the canned episode, but I'm not entirely sure yet.
I think you should do the drive-through video now that you mention it.
What drives
Okay,
through?
all right, yeah.
Should we launch the Anomalies
Man.
Twitter and start plugging hard this week?
Yeah, Trashman, to bring you up to speed, Tanner ordered burger. What it was Burger King, wasn't it?
Oh shit,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
But Matt's on that
It
one.
was Burger King. Well,
Did Matt call in?
he did, but the important / funny bit, it didn't involve him at all.
Okay, that's cool then.
I just want to basically showcase you ordering the way that you did because it's
Sure.
funny as fuck and different as fuck.
I forget how it was even, but yeah, that's fine.
So that's going to be a teaser that
So-
we're going to drop.
Yes, we'll drop teaser first, and then that following Monday we'll drop the first episode.
I'm good with that. And then do we want to? How many more will you have ready to go? Because there's what, the one with Brian.
One with Brian. Fuck.
Haven't we done 4 or 5?
We've done Brian. We did
Flags.
Flags. Your buddy.
Oh yeah, Dan.
Dan.
Yep.
And 2 alone.
I'm pretty sure we've done 3. This will be number 4 in terms of complete episodes.
And we did 2 alone, right?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
Because
No,
this
that's
will
what
be
I
number
thought.
4. Yep.
So
there it is.
So do we want to cut something up right now, or do you want to listen back and then make that decision later?
I want to listen back and make the decision because you brought up something I should probably listen to before I fucking think about it.
Okay. Oh yeah, and we got some time, but I think we should release them fairly short. Like, since we'll have 2 or 3 or 4 cut up, I think we should release them like maybe 2 days apart if we're not going to release them all at the same time.
And let us get ahead
Unless
of it.
you want me to release them all at the same time.
Well, I like the idea of at least releasing the first one, and then maybe just doing like 2 days apart, maybe.
Right.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
okay with that. I just want to coordinate it with Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
who's running the Twitter? Marco, I'm guessing.
Don't we all have the credentials though?
we all have
I don't.
it.
I'm not logged in. If you want to resend
I'm
it,
not
Marco,
either.
I'll resend them out. But
we should start plugging it. Start interacting with the normal people we did before and whatnot. Just an update on the Pro Sports Extra stuff. Looks like Ronnie's a part of the team already.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm doing some blogging too. Trev is camping still. It sounds like there was some family stuff that kind of extended his stay. So I think the camping trip turned into a funeral trip with camping. Whatever. I don't know all the details, but so he'll be back end of this week. But he said he'll have a formal offer, and then he said he'd love to launch with us as soon as we possibly can. So if we want to wait, and
that was another reason why I haven't done anything yet, because I wanted to see what that all would entail.
Right. What do you think, Marco? You made a face.
I wanna talk to the guy in this kind of setting where we can ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm excited about the opportunity though. I thought about writing my MMA blog, but I also thought about just writing just a regular blog about something I was thinking about. So
you can do both.
Well, I know, and to have a place to do that would be cool, and to have somebody behind us pushing our shit would also I'm definitely down. I want to talk. I want to be able to talk to him.
Okay, and I'm good with that too.
And a cool thing is with a few of us on the blog, we could each put like an episode here or there on the blog if we wanted to, like ourselves on our own blog.
Yeah, we'll always. I mean, that's how I envision it. If we do partner with these guys, there would be a follow-up blog, just like a lot of Barstool stuff. Like there's always a blog about whatever podcast came out.
Is there some kind of app you guys use or something to like do the paragraphs and all that shit right when you're writing a blog, or you just say fuck it and just write it?
It's through WordPress.
Okay.
It's a website manager, blogging website manager, and you would write blogs on there. When you send a blog to Trev as your like tryout or audition blog or whatever, just mock it up in Microsoft Word or something and do it like that.
But send it to Tanner and have him do it for you.
Yeah. And he clearly doesn't care about quality of writing and grammar and shit. He's fucking Ronnie. Jesus Christ.
Hey, now
you're
I'm
supposed
not
to capitalize words at the end, at the start.
Trav understood when he said Raiders fan.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
He knew what he was getting himself into. I've heard it from Trash Man. I want to hear it from Tanner though.
What?
How was that process of rectifying Trash Man's work?
Oh my god, it was.
The
I had
original
to,
rough cut was bad.
I had to remind him, one, not to write the fucking thing on a cell phone, and then two, you don't capitalize words at the beginning of sentences. You know how
I
hard
don't-
that is to read?
Yes, I'm getting better. Did you read
I
my-
don't think you are. I read your Monday Mullet one. There's like still 12 instances.
Yeah, that's
I
a
wanted
1,000 words.
I wanted to log on to WordPress and edit that fucker for you.
You can do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not difficult, trash man.
I didn't know that he could edit my shit.
You trashy
think so.
motherfucker.
Anyways, so
Like,
yeah, it was
That's where
bad,
they
Tyler.
live before they go.
I put it into Word and I turned review mode on and I turned like half that fucking page red.
I'm very listen. I
I
say
sent that back to him and I felt so bad. Like,
well when I read it, I was like, oh, this looks a lot
Can
better.
anybody else acknowledge this fucking daylight where Ronnie's at right now?
yeah, it's bothering me.
It bothers me too.
That's daylight here still.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here,
Jesus
bro.
Christ, 2 time
Yeah,
zones,
it's
yo.
8:30 here. But no, I don't know who to write my next Mullet Monday blog on. I'm literally just trying to buy time.
Mike Gundy. There are so many good mullets. We've talked about this.
No, I know.
Brutus,
We
the
have
Butcher
talked about it.
I
Beefcake,
mean, the racing community alone. Come on.
Lex
I mean-
Luger.
What was the motherfucker? The guy
Jake
from
the
Stranger
Snake.
Things.
From who, Ronnie? What?
Stranger Things.
Fucking Billy?
Yeah, I thought about writing one on it.
Oh my god. That'd be good.
But I don't like. I got really in depth with Boz. With Billy, it would literally be a total joke the whole time. It would just be a joke, and I was
You
all.
can do that. It's your blog, man.
No, I know. I'm fine with doing a total joke. Believe me. Have you seen me write?
Yes, quite literally, I have.
Uh,
All right, it's plenty late. I want to crawl into bed.
all right, me too. I'm gonna go watch some TV and then go to sleep.
Yeah, Marco,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go-
send us that Twitter stuff. We'll start ramping it up tomorrow.
All right, I'll
I'm
get on
gonna
it.
start training here.
What's that?
I'm gonna start watching some Entourage and get myself training.
I need to watch.
Victory!
I need to watch that. I never watched
You need to
Entourage.
watch that. I fucking love that show.
Fucking fluke win today, Trilcott.
I never even heard of Entourage until I started listening to Barstool.
Oh, it's such
Really?
such
Like
a
3 years ago. That's the only time that's when I first heard of it. We never had HBO or anything like that, so I never knew about any of those shows. I discovered Sopranos in college, and I was like, "Holy fuck, I love HBO."
Sopranos
You really
is
dug
shit.
The Sopranos, eh?
That's probably my favorite. It's top 3 at least, yeah. Fucking Snapchatting, bro.
Me?
I'm gonna
No,
tweet it.
Tyler. Goofy fuck.
Fucking goofy
No,
fuck.
I might be drunk Snapchatting at some point this weekend.
Same.
So,
You should- Hey, I'll be stoned, Ronnie. We should Snapchat and talk together.
well, I'm going to my first legal sports gambling place. Never
Ooh.
been anywhere that's legal. Everything I've ever done is illegal.
Weird.
That's one thing I can't wait for Omaha because right across the river you can sports bet in Iowa.
Cubs win. Walk off homer from Schwarber, baby.
Oh God! How many cup snakes got caught? I meant to keep
I
looking.
didn't keep up. Anyways, I'm gonna take off. This was fun.
Oh yeah.
Dudes,
Fuck you.
Talk to you guys later. Bye, Marco.
I'm going to do the same as well.
All right.
Adios,
Peace out,
y'all.
guys.
Later.